Hello everyone and welcome to this first video on this series of inspiring Phoenix alumni. Today I have with me Shereen Sadique, who has been awarded the top affiliate status by the ACCA very recently for her meritorious performance in the exams. Congratulations, Shereen.
Thank you so much, Vignesh.
How did you feel about the recognition and the achievement that you've got from the ACCA when you first heard about it?
When I first received the message from Vana, I was really stunned. I knew my papers had gone well, but I didn't know it was well enough to be recognized as a top ACCA affiliate in the UAE. So I was really elated. The first reaction was I called my parents, of course. They've been my support throughout, and they were just as elated as I was. So, and then of course, as soon as I messaged my parents, it was you guys, the tutors. So yeah, it's all because of you guys, and I'm so glad that it's happened.
What made you choose ACCA as a career path?
In high school I had picked accountancy. So, and it was always natural, I've always had a liking towards the subject. So it seemed very natural to go for a chartered accountancy course. So the only issue was deciding within, which accounting course to go for. And I heard that, ACCA was much more flexible with all their requirements. So I thought, why not ACCA? And of course, if you type in ACCA in Google, the first thing that comes up is Phoenix. So Phoenix was the way to go.
How did you find the transition from your academic learning in the form of bachelor's and what you've done at school into a professional qualification like ACCA?
Well, there was not really a transition because I'm doing both simultaneously. So it's been a learning process from both ways. In fact, I'm graduating university only in May, so I'm still going through the university degree program. So I can say that I've learned so much from ACCA, and it's helped me, reflect that in my studies in a university. Of course, I get the benefit of knowing everything beforehand. So I say that ACCA has been really helpful in that sense for me. Yeah.
Great. What advice would you give school leavers and graduates who probably at this point of time on the verge of making a choice on appropriate career path? Would you offer any advice to them?
Well, all I can say is do what you really like, because that's the only way you'll excel at what you do. You shouldn't be, you shouldn't be doing something because your parents made you do it or your friends are doing it, because then your commitment and dedication isn't as much as it's supposed to be. So when you do something that you like, you naturally excel at it, and that's what I went for, and that's what's worked for me till now.
Great. Now that you've completed your ACCA, what would you consider to be your biggest takeaways, and how do you plan to utilize that in your career in the next few years?
So the biggest thing that ACCA has taught me is to push through, to persevere, because I know how sometimes it gets like really too much to handle. You feel like, pressures, deadlines, everything gets so intense. But, if you really push through, anything is possible. And I feel like I can, put that wherever I'm going to work, hopefully in the future after my graduation. So, no one wants a half committed person. You push through, you persevere, you finish what you do, and do it well. That's all I can say. That's what ACCA has taught me to do.
Any tips for the next gen accountants who want to follow your footsteps in preparing for exams? Any tips you'd like to share?
Exam tips, well, personally what's worked for me is I make sure to do a recap of whatever, even if you just read through whatever the notes are from the previous class just before the following class. It really helps because then you get a flow, you're not disoriented, and don't procrastinate. That's the problem that everyone faces. Don't take it lightly because you're doing something. It's a professional qualification for a reason. You've got to put in your effort. So I just think that you shouldn't procrastinate and try to do follow-ups. So that really helps a lot. I can say that's like my biggest success step.
I'm sure that will be useful for a lot of the students. In this context, based on what you've just said, how important do you think classroom training and learning is to progress towards qualifying ASAP?
I think it is the most important because how can you know what structure and what methods to follow if you don't have a mentor or a tutor to help you with it. So you really need that kind of pushing, you know, and the support that I've received from the tutors here have been immense. I can only, all my success is attributed to them. Okay, I am very humbly saying that. So I really think a classroom approach is the most important thing. Especially because now over here people tend to get more lazy. So when you have teachers to push, that should really work for people. And yeah, of course, you know, you have a structured learning program that way, and you're not just, you know, being all disoriented about it. So I think it's really important to progress.
We've been really proud to have an affiliate like you, Shereen, and we always wish we had many Shereens.
Oh my gosh.
Finally, anything you can share about your experience at Phoenix?
Phoenix has been so homely with me. All the tutors, including David and Victoria, they've been so great to me. I can only say that they've been a huge support system. Nothing can be attributed, none of my success can be attributed to myself alone. I can say that the biggest factor is Phoenix, and I'm so glad I made the choice to come at Phoenix because it's the best way to go, honestly. I've been preaching it to everyone that I know, honestly.
Thank you, Shereen, and once again, many congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
Wish you all the best with all your endeavors in the future.
Thank you so much.